I don't know Jordan Poole well enough to say if he can put anything behind him, especially if somebody punch you in the face. But I mean, they're gonna have to.
Welcome back, season 3 of the Etceteras. As always, I'm your host Eddie Gonzalez. I am joined by now 16-year NBA pro Kevin Durant.
What up?
We're here at the beautiful Brooklyn Nets facility. Came to your job.
Yeah,
came
man,
bugging you.
I come to work every day,
it's
man.
just
Welcome to my home,
and
my
to get
second
you,
home.
you know, in your home, your natural state. I guess.
Welcome, man. Welcome. Good to see you, my brother.
Always, man. So look, you're 16. It's like, yeah, your career can drive now. You can get slices.
yeah. As learners.
Is any special significance to a career this long, and you're on the brink of some pretty big accomplishments?
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's special just being able to do something I love to do every day. But I mean, you look up and time has flown this fast. And you see you the oldest on the team. And in most locker rooms, you would be the oldest guy. So but I feel good, man. I feel energized. I think having a young energy on our team is helping me get more and more excited about our season as I come in here every day. So yeah, man, it's a good place to be right now.
You don't look like a gray beard. I know, like, I'm biased, but you don't look.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the salt and pepper as I get older in the league. I'm gonna keep my grades. If I get some grades, I'll keep them. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm getting up there, bro.
It's crazy though. You look around sports now. You look at Tom Brady. You look at LeBron, and just guys are able to extend their careers into this point. And you're 16, and I don't know, people argue all day, but you haven't lost much. You look bouncy. There's some nice dunks. You figured out the game. I remember when I was younger, it was like players would talk about when you reach the point where your athleticism and your mind, and you kind of feel like you're in that place when I watch.
Yeah, I feel like I am. You get inspired by guys like, you go back, look at Kevin Willis play until he was 40. Then you see Vince Carter play recently until he's 41. Now Bron and Tom Brady's, and there's so many guys that I felt had long careers that inspired me. So just try to, stay in shape. I mean, get in drills with the youngsters if they in it, and still try to compete in that area and keep me sharp. So it's about staying sharp for as long as I can, and I'm excited about the start of the season. 1
year of college, feel like maybe you can get 20, 22. You do the Vince Carter career. You could do.
Yeah. I came in at a perfect time. At 18, 19 years old. So I can get we look at Bron, half of his life is in the NBA. So Vince Carter probably is the same thing.
Most
22 years in the league, and he was 40. So half your life as an NBA player. Your lifelong dream. I mean, that would be a goal of mine, to play as long as I can.
I always wonder, especially somebody of your stature, you're a megastar, you've been the best player in the league. Could you even foresee that type of role on a team like a Vince where, look, I might play once, twice a month. I'm here to mentor the young guys. Or is it like, at that point you move on, you kind of do something different?
I mean, that's hard to say right now. I mean, because obviously we all love to play. You know what I'm saying? If the game tips up and I get a couple minutes, it's gonna be hard for me, to come out the game, much less to sit, for a whole month. But who knows? Who knows my mindset will be at that point? Maybe I want to transition from that to maybe being a coach. So I might have to, be a end of the bench guy or something. Like, who knows? But I just love being around the game. I'll never know which avenue I'll take as I get older, but who knows? I won't just totally shut the door on that, but I just love to play. I love to play a lot of minutes, take as many shots as I can. And being able to have a green light is the best thing about being an NBA player, where you can come in, your coach don't mind you shooting whenever, So it'll be hard to get over that role, but just loving to play and being around my teammates, who knows?
So one of the career marks that is on the way for you, probably not this year. You'd have to average like 54 points a game. 30,000. 30,000.
Yeah.
What is how meaningful was that for you? As somebody who is seen as a scorer in a positive way, I know people like minimize, but what does that mean for you as you creep towards it?
I mean, that's the most important thing in the game, scoring the ball. That's why I started loving the game, from watching the best scorers, not just in the NBA, just around the neighborhood. People that put the ball in the basket, it was intriguing to me. And so to be in the 30,000 point club, you look at that list, there's all greatness in there, Hall of Famers, guys that played nice longevity in the league, who affected 2 or 3 different cities. So they just did it all outside of just scoring. they had nice long careers that affected and impacted the game and shifted the game, you know. So I want to do that.
So it's looking like you could, realistically, and look, I hold you in the highest regard. You can go as high as you want, but probably get to 12th this year, which is, again, in itself fascinating. But on the other side, points per game, you can creep up to 3rd this year with a nice season. You can creep up to 3rd.
Yeah, I mean.
Mike and Wilt, I don't even catch them.
Just to be in the top 10, to be honest, bro, is an accomplishment for me. I mean, I'm at 5th right now.
Yeah, I think you might be 4th, just ahead of Bron, and I just look. So
probably AI or something is ahead of me, but I mean, like I said, scoring is the most important part of the game. I always looked at all the best scorers and the consistency that they came with every night. You know, they had high output games, but they leveled off at the 25s or 30s, you know. So I always wanted to be one of those consistent players that every night, you know what you're going to get from me. If I have a big night, that's cool. But regardless, you know what I'm going to bring to the table. And that's what they did to get 30,000 points. And you got to do it for a long time, you know. So 15 plus years in the league, I got to keep it up.
The fact that Mike is ahead of Wilt, even though Wilt averaged 50 points in a season.
Yeah, that's sick to see Mike as number 1 after you just see the craziest numbers from Wilt. That shows how insane Mike is. And
then the other way to think about it too is Mike actually dropped his numbers in Washington.
Back with the Wizards.
Lost a whole point and a half, so it's kind of crazy what he's done.
Yeah, I mean, he just set the standard. You know, him and Wilt set the standard, to be honest. I mean, because as kids, you just look at the scoring titles and the records, and you just see those 2 names up there all the time. You're always chasing that, you know, as far as being a complete player. So, yeah, I mean, they set the standard, and it's good that I'm just in the ballpark trying to reach it.
So we're here at the facility. We've seen the team play 4 times now.
Yeah.
Up and down, like as you would expect preseason to be.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the team going into the season? And more specifically, you finally got to play with Ben.
Yeah. I just like I always say, it's about the habits and how we practicing every day, and I like how we practicing. And it was some good transfer in the preseason from what we learned when we went over in practice and how we tried to implement it in the games. You know, like you said, it was up and down. We had some spurts, and the good teams take those lulls out the game where, so I think as preseason went on, though, we start to lock in and be more focused each possession and limit some of those mistakes. So as much as we can limit our mistakes to put ourselves in a good chance, it's a make or miss league, though. So we can't rely on just making shots. So if we lock in on little things, we'll be fine.
So playing with Ben, very unique player,
yeah.
Obviously. What's that been like?
It's been an adjustment. It's been an adjustment because Ben can do so much with the ball, from bringing the ball up, setting the screen and rolling to the rim, guarding the perimeter. So, you got to be on point as a teammate to, playing off of him, playing around him, and then, in transition, that's been the biggest adjustment because, you remember practice first couple days of training camp, I'm running up the court, he throws the ball and it hit me in the side of the face. And I'm sitting there everybody's just like, oh, I'm like, no, that's my fault because I'm supposed to be looking back, you know what I'm saying? I'm so used to just running to my spot and then we slowly walk the ball up, but he kicked the ball ahead. He's contagious with how he passes the ball and defensively there for everybody. So it's still gonna take us all some time to get our legs up under us and, to figure out what our true identity is every single night, but it's fun figuring it out.
You've been passing that ball too, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when we got good sets and everybody is passing the ball, it's just contagious, you know what I'm saying? Somebody open, just swing it to them, and so we got to keep that up all season.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the games. Again, you take them what they are as preseason, but just kind of seeing the remnants of what you guys are going for. There's a strong defensive team in here. There's some really strong defensive lineups. Ben obviously helps that.
Mm-hmm.
Royce O'Neal, yourself, Clax. You and Clax had a little muscle this summer, man. Y'all been in the weight room?
Yeah, I mean, when you trust in your teammates and they got your back, you play a little tougher and stronger, and so we all on one string, and we gotta, we've been like that in practice. Last 2 preseason games is like that, so we want to we try to bottle that up and bring that with us everywhere.
So look, elsewhere around the league, it's a couple of things I had to ask you about because you're like the most uniquely qualified person to talk about this. You've talked about it a little bit, but when you see something like the situation with Draymond and Jordan Poole, you've had your not run-ins, but you guys have bumped heads. You've been on many teams. You've been in the league 16 years. First off, how common is that to have kind of this thing, and do you think that stuff lingers, or guys are pros, they can put that behind and just play?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know Jordan Poole well enough to say if he can put anything behind him, especially if somebody punch you in the face. But I mean, they're gonna have to. I mean, the season started, and they want to try to repeat. So I'm sure they're gonna have to. I don't know. I can't speak for somebody else's experience in the league, but I haven't seen a fight in practice before. Maybe a couple, shoving matches as we're in play, as we're like, going through a drill or playing pickup, competing, but not on the sideline. I never seen that before. But some guys might have seen it in the league, but that hasn't been my experience. So it was shocking to me, and being in that locker room before with the Warriors. It was shocking to see that too, because it's a tight-knit group, family-oriented organization. So, but like everybody says, I have swung on my brother before, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what their relationship was like at the time or what they was talking about at the time, but it was shocking to see on the video. And, I just hated it open the league up and just the NBA culture. Like, there's so much dialogue on what NBA culture is like from people who never even played the game before. So that's what I hate about it, but it's just the nature of what we do right now. And once the game start, the season start, people are gonna forget about it.
I fell into that trap too. I was telling you, like, don't this happen often? You know what I mean? And like, look, I play every couple of weeks, and but yeah, man. That was what caught me most, was the reactions league-wide. Nobody jumped to, like, tough guy football shit. Like, handle it or whatever. It was like, this was a lot. This is a lot. And then the leak and the fact that the video game, like, that's a lot of stuff that happened. It's
a lot of stuff that happened. It's rare to see that. It's rare. I mean, we hear about it. And the Michael Jordan situation, we heard about that. We hear so many guys just doing so much fights, but you never see it, So for us to actually see the sequence of events, how it went down, it was, that was different.
So something we do see, and again, another person you've been connected to forever, is Russ. These videos that come out the other day, he's outside the huddle. I've gotten to the point with Russ where, we've vilified him so much, I'm kind of on his side. Like, can we get him on the court? Can we see him ball out or send him somewhere where he can? Like, what do you think when you see that stuff going on? Again, somebody who's been his teammate, somebody who's, look, he's a quirky guy, I guess, but doesn't mean he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, Russ always did that.
That's what he said, too.
Yeah, and he always felt like he was just getting his mind right aside from what from just his own routine before the game. But if you play in LA, you playing next to the biggest figure in sports, and LeBron James, everything you do is going to be magnified, especially if the outside perception is that your team is going to struggle. If people don't trust that your team is going to be good. I mean, that's how they feel about us, the Lakers, teams that they had high hopes for last year that didn't come through. So the Lakers got a big microscope on them, so you got to be on point every time, So if Russell miss a layup, it's going to be blown out of proportion. If he miss a three, he might be 5 for 7 though, but he missed those 2 shots though. You know what I'm saying? I understand that at certain points where you don't play well, and you are open to criticism when you don't play well. We get that, but it's like now you're making him the butt of your jokes now. It's like it's going to a point where it's like, all right, I get the criticism for what he did that night, but now it's starting to reach a different level of some shit that I don't understand right now. So hopefully you just keep hooping and block all that noise out and prove to everybody that they wrong about how they feel about this game, and they mesh over there in LA. But when we play them, I hope they play shitty. But I hope all that stuff works out, because I hate how they talk. The dialogue around our game is just so toxic at this point now. I get criticism, but it's starting to turn into something else right now.
And look, I'm a guy who has been a Russ critic for many years. I've enjoyed Russ. I've pointed at what's like I thought he was doing wrong, but I'm to the point where he's like a victim to me. Like, why are we just? There's still a good NBA player there. Maybe it's not here. Maybe it's not for that team. Maybe it's another team. But he has skill. He can play well. You know what I mean? And it's like everything he does, they pick at him.
Yeah, I mean, you got it's a lot of LeBron fans out here, and there's a lot of Laker fans. When you add them two up, that's the biggest player in the last 30 years in that league and the biggest franchise, and so they want to see them do well all the time. So, you know, you add, like, if you struggle for a stretch there and your team not playing well, then, you know, everything you do is going to be on a microscope. You got Lakers fans all over the country, you know what I'm saying? So, and they want to see their team do well.
So, look, like you said, a lot of negativity surrounding the game. Let's talk about some stuff we're excited for. I'll say this. You're going to play them this Wednesday. I'm excited to see Zion back on the court.
Me too.
I'm excited. Now, again, I hope he shoots like 3 for 20 tomorrow.
Yeah, hope
Wednesday,
he plays horrible. Is he playing? I thought he was injured.
He turned his ankle, but he played in that game, so I imagine he's going to play.
Okay, good.
So, look, he's one of the most exciting players I have ever seen watching basketball.
Yeah.
It's nuts that we just lost him for a year beginning of his career.
Yeah.
You excited to see him back on the court, too?
I am. I like Zion. I like everything about him. I just like his demeanor. I like how his approach to the game. I like everything about him. He's a freak of nature. I mean, but their whole team. I mean, B.I. is one of the most impressive players I've seen in the league in a long time. And you add that combination, them two, with C.J., I mean, you got 3 dudes that can get 30 for you, you know what I'm saying? So then Willie Green's a good young coach that won championships, that been around championship pedigree, so that's rubbing off on them too. They're gonna be a dangerous team. I'm glad we got them first game because, you know, you get them boys in stride, you know, they might be difficult, even more difficult. So it's gonna be a great test for us, you know, because they building confidence over there.
Yeah, I hope they lose by 30, but then I hope they have a great season.
Yeah. It's a team that I'm excited to watch this year, but I hope we beat the snot out of them.
What about, I know you were a fan of Chet. Chet, obviously, we've lost him for the season. You got to work out with him this summer, right? What did you think of him when you saw him?
Well, he's going to be a problem, too. I mean, I just love the skill of these bigs they got coming in, from Chet to Paolo. And
your offspring, your family tree.
If you
don't have to take credit. I will do it for you.
If you want to call it that, yeah, I mean. Having the opportunity to be in the gym with Chet, his feel for the game, he got a natural feel.
Yeah.
And it's rare you get somebody that tall with a natural feel for the game. And he love to play, he compete, he want to get better. You know, he want to soak up information from guys that experience more than he has, you know. So it's cool being in the gym with you. It's different when you get up close with these dudes in an environment, not in the NBA gym, but like a summer rec league gym, you know, you see the real true core of who they are, you know what I'm saying, in that space. So it was good to vibe out with them.
Yeah, I don't get a text after every workout, but that was one I was like, it was like, yo, I seen Chet. He's one of them.
He's one of them. I mean, it's obviously you got to keep developing, keep your mind sharp and your game sharp. But you got a great foundation right now, so.
Who else you looking at this year? Not even just the rookies. Like, we all want to see Keegan. We all want to see Jaden Ivey. Who else you looking at that's like, yo, this guy can make a leap you want to see out there as a fan? Because you're a fan. Like, you're one of the biggest NBA fans I know. You just haven't been playing it.
Yeah. We talked about the rookies, but Paolo, Bennedict, Mathurin. Jaden Ivey.
You played him pretty soon, too.
Yeah, I want to see what those 3 do. I feel like Bennedict came in with a nice polished game, mature game already, so I want to see how he transitioned into the league. Jaden Ivey, too. Nice
windmill the other night off of steal.
Yeah, I mean, and they playing him off the bench, too, so I like Carlisle. Good. I like how he coaches. Good development coach, but also know how to win games, so I'm excited to see him. Paolo, I mean, he got it all. Yeah. He can do it all, like from passing to handling the ball, bringing it up as a big. He can play point forward if you want him to. He can shoot it. They got a long, athletic young team. It's gonna be tough to play against.
We're gonna start talking about your influence at some point. You don't have to take credit, but we're gonna talk about it. When Vic gets here, and it's gonna be undeniable. He looks insane too. He looks.
I mean, his words can't even describe like.
He's a creative player. It's.
You can't even create that on the game.
Yo, when we was playing live 99 or whatever.
It wasn't a 7-4. You couldn't even reach the 7-4.
No, you can't. You do 7 and you shoot.
Yeah, and you can't run. Like you just. Yeah, he's a. I just want to. What does his parents look like? Like what city did he come? What city did he come out of?
Yo, like to study him.
Like, how did you become that natural playing the game of basketball? Because I knew, like, I grew up, like, actually going outside, across the street from my house, and just, like, running up down the court, dribbling the ball every day. I was just like, all right, I naturally know how to do this. Like, and I wonder how other people join it, you know, got to that point that it becoming second nature to them. And, like, in my city, it was basketball, basketball, basketball. That's all we did. I don't know. Like, we had an NBA team in my city, you know what I'm saying? So, but he come from France somewhere. Yeah. It's not really a huge point of reference and when you come from every day, you know what I'm saying? I just won. I'm just curious.
We're going to sit him down and ask
him. I was curious.
Because that national team is big.
I never seen
Tony Parker, all those guys, like they've
who
built
found
that up.
This dude, like, where did he come from?
Yo, 7'4", they can run the court, shoot, and you know, all of that. You're going to find him somewhere.
I mean,
you can't hide that man nowhere.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't realize, like, I don't know why, but the picture he took of Rudy Gobert, I just kind of like glossed over it. And then I seen him playing you guys, Rudy, and I'm like, yo.
Rudy big as hell. Then you see this dude. Yo, Rudy looked like a point guard compared to him.
Rudy had a dunk. Rudy had a dunk under the rim, like he got lost with some rotations, and he just did like
And
it's like the other guy's taller.
He looked like
more mobile.
He looked like his little bro.
That's nuts. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's some amazing talent. Being produced out here all around the world, and you know the evolution of technology too. They can see and learn stuff so quick, and picking up so much stuff once they come into the league is getting scary.
I seen a graphic. It was you and it was Giannis, and then it was like Vic underneath. There wasn't supposed to be a taller Kevin. It's just supposed to be this one, and then we keep doing other basketball. We're not supposed to get another KD.
It's always upgrades and evolutions to stuff, and
we're not supposed to have a drop Maybach. Just Maybach.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that, but you know, we make plans, but you know, shit, sometimes things just
What else you been locked in on, man? Before we let you go, this Lil Baby album.
You know, music.
Do you want to tell us?
We talk about music all day. We don't even basketball. Music is what we talk about.
Do you want to be the bad guy with the Lil Baby album?
See, Lil Baby is one of those artists. Is like I never really got into his music, but it's like if it come on though, I won't cut it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go search the lyrics, so I'm not gonna turn on myself. But if you happen to turn on and we in the car or something, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
But I never really been a huge like, yo, let me stop my day and go listen to this new Baby that dropped. Nah.
Yeah. So the album is, I'm in the same boat as you. So when the album comes, it's pretty much more the same. It's, you know, he only has so many pockets. And it's 23 songs of that. Like, I'm listening to podcasts. Like, I'm feeling like the old head on the porch now.
Me too, man. Me too.
I need real bars.
Yeah, I need real, like, clever, witty bars that.
Who's rapping still?
Yeah, I like simple stuff. I like straight to the point. I like when you tell me exactly what you did throughout your day, but like
what you've bought and what you plan to buy.
Can you dress it up a little bit more for me right now and switch the
take the scenic route?
Yeah.
Just take the scenic route.
Switch the beats up, and I want a little bit more soul. I just feel like I'm at the club at all times.
Look, as rap has grown to the biggest commercial genre in the world, it's a product at the end of the day. And so some guys make McDonald's, and I had McDonald's this morning.
I mean, it's still great.
But
fries still amazing.
Sometimes
apple pie still hit. The hash brown still crispy.
Mm-hmm.
But I like carbone a little bit more,
you know
what I mean? I like a medium well steak over something. You know what I mean? So I get the packaging of the product, the content of rap at this point. You know the formula, you know it works for you in the studio, and somebody going to stream it, and you can be able to. A lot of people going to throw it on their captions or in a, you know what I'm saying, gonna vibe out to it.
It feels like there's a lot of that. Like it's a lot of music made to be an Instagram caption or a TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like I'm the old head on the porch. I'm fine with it. But that also means like I don't want to listen to that shit. Yeah. So sorry.
What you got going? I heard you producing.
Man,
FanDuel. What you got going on over there?
Look, man, we've been working behind the scenes, man. We got a show coming on FanDuel. I had to team up with the ops, Shams. Chandler Park. Do you know Chandler well?
I know Chandler.
Real cool guy.
This is his first gig really doing stuff like that. He's gonna be pretty good. I like him.
He's gonna be real good. The combos we've had, it's been dope.
Yeah, Michelle Beadle.
Where's
she been?
She takes time off, Look, as someone who has been at ESPN and said, yo, I need to take some time off, I completely understood. She's doing some Formula One stuff. She's doing her own stuff. Now she's back with this.
That's what's up.
I'm excited. What to bring you on?
Oh yeah, you know.
We'll wait till you win like 5 games.
Yeah. You gotta wait till we get our feet under us.
This is me here. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see how well you did on Chandler. We can talk about that the whole time.
I'm
sure you've given him buckets before.
No, not just buckets. All right, Cooks Chandler.
Houston Chandler got cooked?
Yes, plenty of times. He knows it.
It's called Run It Back. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am too, man.
I'm excited. I'm going to be on there. So to get my
But you
fits
more
off.
so behind the scenes?
Nah, I'm going to be like double duty. Host, produce. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So, what about...
That's what's up, my brother.
Look, so I cannot let you go without bringing this up. It's very near and dear to my family. My daughter asked me on the way out of the house today, you have a dog.
7.
What made you make the dive? Like, I'm so proud of you. What made you take the dive?
I had a couple dogs before.
Yeah.
And as I moved, like OKC and Golden State, I just like...
You live a strange life.
Yeah, so I said, a couple people took care of him for me, and and after that just turned into, all right, that's your dog now.
Yeah.
And then the Olympics, Devin Booker just loved his cane corso so much. We talked about it all the time, and I was just like, damn, I actually like the cane corsos, and so we talked about it, and then I met a couple breeders, and it was like the next thing you know, he's laying right next to me while I'm playing a video game. So yeah, I feel like I got inspired by a lot of people. But they'll meet 7 soon. He'll be out here.
Look, we're volunteering our sitting services. We don't want to have, he's a giant
He's probably
fucking animal.
8-9 months now. He's probably about that big. Still, he gonna fill out a little bit more, but quiet, chill. He'll sit and lay for hours.
I get asked about this dog all the time. I'm happy you posted on Instagram,
Yeah,
so it's not
yeah,
just a major
yeah.
secret now. And then my daughter's like, I want to go to a game. I was like, why? She's like, I want to talk to Kevin.
Yeah.
All right. And this is the first thing she says. So
as long as I know I got some babysitters
Oh, yeah,
in the Gonzalez house.
yeah, we're gonna be walking your dog. Like, it's fine.
But I'm gonna bring him in here, have him run around, and
This is what I need. Just send him in here.
Yeah,
Teach him how to make
yeah,
some buckets. You know, they got dogs to make buckets.
yeah, I know I can teach him how to hoop.
So yeah, look, we'll be here every week. Your schedule's crazy. It's not always gonna be Tuesday. It might be Thursday. It might be
We'll figure it
but
out.
we'll find a way every week. And next week we'll come back. We'll talk about you beating the Pelicans, the Raptors, and the Grizzlies. Hopefully.
Let's hope so.
I want to see that Grizzlies game, man.
Ooh, Grizzlies. We got Grizzlies, Milwaukee. And then a back-to-back Dallas. So our first 5 is going to be, we'll check in after that.
Look,
Our
we're
first
gonna
5 is
cash
going
in.
to be gruesome.
So we'll be back.